Welcome to this lesson on using a micrometer. A micrometer is a precision measuring instrument that engineers use to measure the thickness of materials. It has the capability of measuring the thickness very accurately, providing that care is taken to use it correctly. This lesson is to ensure that you understand how to store, use and read a micrometer. There are several types of micrometer which we will see on the next slide. Many common micrometers are designed to read a thickness from 0 to 25 millimeters. Other micrometers may measure from 25 to 50 millimeters, 50 to 75 millimeters, and so on. Here is just a small selection. They all look very similar, but are designed for measuring different surfaces. Here we can see parts of a micrometer. We can see the anvil face, the spindle face, the spindle, a lock nut, the sleeve, the thimble, the ratchet and the frame. This is a micrometer designed to read from 0 to 25 millimeters. You may need to remember those parts of the micrometer as we refer to them often during this lesson. Before using the micrometer, allow the workpiece, the part you are measuring, to cool. Check the micrometer condition by ensuring that the micrometer is clean and free from damage or dirt. Clean the anvil face and spindle face using soft tissue. Check the ratchet works correctly. Check the 0 reading by bringing the anvil face and spindle face together. The micrometer reading should be 0. Clean and check again if necessary. Here we can see how a micrometer should be held. The little finger wraps the frame. The ring finger goes on top of the frame near the lock nut and helps the frame sit in your palm. The middle finger can be free. The thumb and index finger can rotate the ratchet or thimble. This may take some practice. Using the micrometer, open the gap between the anvil face and spindle face slightly larger than the part. Ensure that the anvil face and spindle face are squarely against the part. Using your thumb and index finger, rotate the ratchet until you hear or feel it click. The function of the ratchet is to give a predetermined force when the thimble is rotated. Repeat this sequence several times and take an average reading. Note, you should always use the ratchet and try not to move the thimble with your index finger and thumb. How to read a metric micrometer. The lines on the sleeve scale, are graduated in millimeters. Every 5th millimeter is numbered. Each millimeter is also divided into half. That's 0.5 millimeter. So, one complete turn of the thimble changes the opening between the anvil face and the spindle face by 0.5 millimeters. The beveled edge of the thimble scale, is divided into 50 equal graduations. Each line on the thimble is 0.01 millimeters. That's 1/100th of a millimeter, with each 5th line numbered from 0 to 50. So, to read the micrometer, add together the number of millimeters and half millimeters on the sleeve scale and the number of hundredths of a millimeter on the thimble scale. Let's look at an example on the next slide. Here we can see the 5 millimeter graduation on the sleeve is visible, so that's 5 millimeters. The 0.5 millimeter graduation on the sleeve is also visible, that's 0.5 millimeters. Line 28 on the thimble is visible, that's 0.28, and if we add them all up we get 5.78 millimeters. Try some other examples for yourself. After using the micrometer, do not close the anvil face and spindle face together too rapidly. Keep the anvil face and the spindle face clean. Use the micrometer only as a measuring tool, not as a spanner or other tool. Replace in its case when not in use. Store with anvils slightly apart. If you accidentally damage or drop a micrometer, report it. Micrometers should not be stored casually like this. A micrometer should be stored in the case it was purchased in. One final message: look after the micrometer and it will last for years.